Hi. Okay, thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to do a quick visual description. I have long, wavy brown hair, light skin. I'm wearing a white sweater vest and blue jeans. Before I start my reading, I did put an access text in my Instagram bio. So I don't know if anyone wants to follow along when I'm reading, if that makes things better for you. You can find it there. And also feel free to look at your phones or dissociate or whatever you need to do, because these aren't always comfortable spaces. So yeah, thank you for organizing. Thank you for the intro. And to Massy and everyone from under the table for organizing this. I haven't read poems in person for didn't do anything in 2022, so it's been a minute. And I just really appreciate all the work that went into making this a more accessible experience for everyone to be here. Also shout out to anyone watching this later because they can't leave their houses for things like this, because that is very real and we get it. So yeah, I'm going to start by reading a few poems from my book Body Count. If you want one, you can't have one because there aren't any here. But you can message me, or most bookstores can usually get it. We're just having a little snafu. Also the library has it, which is awesome. This first poem is called In Exile, I Draw the Tower card. And I wrote it about 8 months after my concussion, which is the source of my disability. And that was in 2017. It opens with this quote from Jane Kenyon: "Spruce, inadequate, and alien, I stood at the side of the road, it was the only life I had. In exile, I draw the tower card. When I injured my brain, it was barely spring. Now it is mid-October, and getting up at 11 is a big accomplishment. Last month, I counted the 500 extra hours I spent sleeping in this new state where sunlight augurs pain. I lose simple thoughts before I can finish them and feel lonely without my mind. I'm always asking whoever I'm talking to, what was I saying? When everyone went back to school, I stayed home, stopped having goals, stopped dreaming of putting my body in a body of water. I tried to edit what I wrote and was bad at it, the kind of bad trying harder can't fix. I felt useless and alive. I watched the doctor type prognosis unknown and let hope ghost me. Remind me where the soul lives, how to tell body from mind. Ups and downs, I say when asked if I'm recovering. In crowds, I get dizzy and sweat from the noise and movement of bodies around me. I'm a woman who holds her head slightly off-center, always comes alone, is relearning most things. Where to begin?" I'm gonna read just one section from another poem called Future Body Self-Portrait, and it opens with a quote from the visual artist Basim Maghdi: "The future might be different from the past," which is an idea that I like to hold on to. It's section 2. If dissociation precedes sex, how can you tell it's what's happening when you move in the heat of the night? If I end a poem about myself/body with sex and a man, can I still love myself? Can I be happy in a sick body? Last night I had a dream about Libby and a girl I dated that featured the feeling, these are my people. In another, I tried to get a woman to the hospital in an America that felt exponentially foreign. She was supine on a stretcher, racing down streets. I lost track of her breath. In this metaphor for my pursuit of health at the expense of ease, the woman is my body and I am my mind. Near the end, the image of my mother coming in through a door. Peace and relief twinned with chaos in my sleep. Body and mind like the small pink hearts circling each other emoji. Cut off from reading, I browse the internet of my being. I see more people while asleep than awake. It is true that I am lonely and in need. For example, I need to see at least one person I love each day. Has illness made me more or less human? I feel small and vast at the same time. I am desperate and very much alive. This is a spring poem, and that's like the whole vibe right now. So I had to read it. It's called I Need a Poem. Can we talk about the moon tonight? Low and full in the baby blue sky. A friend at my door, the sound of her laugh and well-loved heart. I want to be held up like that. I need a poem about happiness I haven't written yet. An ode to the ducks in my neighbor's pool, another for the pink magnolias of spring. Some trees make it look so easy. Yes, I can hold all this beauty up. These are all the ones I already read. I'm organized. Okay. I'm working on my second book now and have been for like 4 years. It's a very long project. Sick time, slow writing, etc. But I am getting close to the finish line and I'm excited to read some poems from that project. So this one is called Medical Terminology for Health Professionals, and I stole the title from a textbook because I like stealing from the medical profession. Feels fair. Idiopathic means the cause is unknown, not that there isn't one. I freeze when the ECG nurse exposes my breasts without warning. The chronic pain clinic writes back to my 1-star Google review. The floor in our apartment is so clean, I can eat my dignity off it. Chess is a great game, but have you ever tried enduring medical gaslighting? The neuro-ophthalmologist concedes my right eye is always wandering, but insists it doesn't matter. The sky is my favorite poem. I have the astronaut's illness, but I've never been to space. All my POTS girls! POTS is like a type of dysautonomia, and astronauts get it, but then people with like long COVID get it too. This poem is called Pain is a Sentient Entity, and it opens with a quote by the late poet Tiva Harrison. No, you wouldn't know by looking, as if looking is knowing, which is the most classic invisible illness quote I have ever heard in my life. Pain watches my body from another planet, transmits dialogue as radio signals, plays my body like a marionette everyone believes is actually me. Look, she's kissing her partner. Look, she's washing the dishes after dinner. Whatever it looks like I'm doing, no, I'm doing something else. No, pain is my most intimate relation, the one I'm always dancing with. Even when it looks like I'm on earth holding my own hand or moving my fingers across the keyboard to write a poem about pain, like I know anything about it. Like pain would allow itself to be known in language, like the vessel would be permitted to perceive the mechanism of control. You guys are making me feel really good about my second book right now. Okay, there's like a few more poems, which I hope is okay for timing. Okay, this poem is called Flare Mind 2. There's a Flare Mind 1, but I'm not reading it today. I feel like often with invisible illness, we have to verbalize our experience, our symptoms, in order for it to be known. And with that, there will always be some people who would prefer to ignore it and tell us that we're talking about it too much. And so this poem is kind of in response to that type of person, but from the love for the people who get it and maybe feel the same way. I worry I'm repeating myself in these pages, repeating pain and sadness the way suffering has replicated in my life, looping like sick time, like intergenerational trauma, every flare a flashback to the injury aftermath. But maybe your life is encircled by the same constraints. Maybe you breathe the same toxins. Maybe your grief tastes the same. Maybe what mirrors me mirrors you too. Maybe you're asking the same questions with your life. Okay, there's like one more long-ish poem, like my type of long, which is not very long, and then like 2 short ones. So if you're pacing yourself in terms of paying attention, also feel free to just stop doing that and zone out. This poem has like a bit of a content warning for loss and grief. And the title is Lilia, which is the name of a friend who I lost last summer. Lilia. The last time I took this ferry, I was so sick I couldn't make the voyage alone. You were still alive. Summer broke open in July after you left. I wanted you to feel the sun warm your skin and for the blue sky to watch over you. I never got to stand next to you. You never got to see me follow you into the realm of recovery. It was so surreal, the reverse grief of getting better. Strange, wonderful, I miss you. I miss you. I write and rewrite the mythology of who you were and what you mean to me. Is it your voice in my head or a version of myself who feels worthy of the future you wrote for us? I love you. I want better for you. You deserve to find ease. Driver's seat. Sunlight pierces the windshield, makes the rivets of my cut-off shorts points of heat on my stomach. I feel it. I want to be the baby on the playground at the terminal whose dad speaks French on speakerphone while lifting the baby with one hand effortlessly. And I want you to be the baby too, and I want to be the father. That was like me asking for a I'm just like sweating up here. This poem is called The Future Rewards Our Love. A lot of my second book is kind of reimagining the meaning of love and of care within disabled community and in spaces where our value isn't tied to ability or productivity. The future rewards our love for Fuwa. I keep waking in the early morning dark because my arm is numb, asleep. Is it dreaming? What can it tell me about our future? About the reimagining of care? Who participates and when? And with how much joy? With how much love? This is my last poem. It's another spring poem. It's called My Sexual Orientation is Spring. We change time, make the days longer. I start to forget the pact I made with unhappiness, take myself to the ocean, say, I just need to catch the last few minutes of light. This is how spring is love, the way it pulls us towards pleasure.